Alright, so here we are, another Saturday and another day in the garage. But today, I think, is the day that this car might actually drive out of here under its own power. So my plan today is to drop the car back down on its wheels. I've done everything underneath that I want to do for now. Yesterday I just did a little bit of painting underneath here just to tidy up the underside. It's going to be hard to see now, sorry. But I just cleaned up the diff, gave that a degrease and resprayed it, and put a new fibre washer on the drain plug, which was leaking oil and just making an orderly mess. So that's taking care of that. And so underneath here is as good as it's going to get for now. One day in the future, no doubt, I will be replacing bushes in the back end here, and at that stage I'll spend more time and effort going right through this and maybe powder coating the diff and all that sort of fun stuff. But for now, if I keep on adding jobs to the list, I'm never going to get this car on the road. So I'm just doing a bit of a tidy up in the back end here for now and underneath, and then, you know, down the track I'll work on other things I want to do. So that's all done. Coming forward again, all done underneath here. I still need to do the lower ball joint on that right hand wheel over there. Little jobs like that still need to be done, but they're not going to stop me from putting this back down for now, and perhaps see if I can drive out of here. So that's my mission this morning. I'm going to put the bonnet back on. You can see I've put the hinges back in place. The bonnet's sitting over here on top of my GT, looking very barn findish at the moment. I guess it's been sitting up here for 4 or 5 years now, which is the time it's taken me to do this conversion. But that's okay, that'll clean up. I'll get that put on. All going well. Drive the car out into the sunlight here. And I think I'm going to give it a bit of a wash off if I get to that stage. It's again, whole car is just covered in dust and grime that needs a good clean off. So that's my mission today. Pretty big day, I guess, if you think about that. So let's see how I go, and all going well, I may even take this thing down the road. I do live on a fairly steep hill, so I'm going to be checking the brakes pretty carefully before I venture out too far. And of course the car is not officially road legal until I get a certification done and a warrant of fitness that we have to do here. So if I do take it out on the road, it'll just be down some of the back roads just to for a first little trial run, and then back home. So let's see how we go. All right. Okay, here she is in all her glory. Finally out of the shed and under her own power too. So as you can see, she's a bit dirty and dusty. So I think I'm going to give her a bit of a wash off today as a bit of a reward, just to you know, feel like I've accomplished something. So yeah, drove out okay. That's the very first time I've actually attempted to drive it. So I'm going to give it a bit of a wash off and then do a bit of testing here and see if I get brave enough to actually take this down the road. We'll see how we go. Let's give it a wash off. Now I've just got to decide whether I am brave enough to take it for a drive. I just need to check things over carefully. I don't want to be too premature here and end up with a problem, so I'm just going to give it a bit of a once over, a bit of a trial, start up, you know, just try things out and see if I get brave enough. Alright, well I guess you could call that a fairly successful first outing. Nothing too dramatic happened. I just went up the top of our street and back, and brakes are okay, might be a little bit soft. Definitely have to go through those again and check them, bleed them again. But everything else seems to be working okay. It's changing gear fine. So clutch is working nicely. Steering is a little bit heavy. I think my tyre pressure might be a little bit low, so I'm going to just check that and make sure that's up to the right pressure before I worry too much. And now I just need to sort of switch gears and go to the interior and start putting that back together. As you can see, it's still a bit of a mess in here. I've got the dash half pulled apart and my centre console still out. But anyway, it feels nice to have it all clean again, looking like it used to. Certainly it sounds nice driving it, and overall I'm pretty pleased. It's just one of those things, you know, when you've done a build like this, it's been so long, like 5 years since you've driven a car, and you're just trying to make sure you've thought of everything as far as have you done up all the nuts and bolts, and is there anything you forgot to do, and but I'm just going to go over it carefully today again, I think, and just check a few things, and then see if I get brave enough to do a longer drive down the road. And if I do, then I'll try and take you with me. Alright, let's see. Alright, so here we are. I've got the camera set up here. I'm going to take this up the road for a little drive, take you with me, and we'll see how this goes. I just adjusted the timing on the distributor a little bit, because I thought it was running a bit too rough. And it sounds like I've taken it a little bit too far. Didn't like starting then. Alright. You can probably tell how it's running by the amount the camera is shaking. We'll call it lumpy. How about that? We'll say it's lumpy. Just me being silly, just getting used to things again here. It's knocking underneath there. Straight away I've noticed my speedo's not working, so I need to look at that. I'm noticing the front is very bouncy. I think I definitely need some new shockies in the front of this. I'm just going to turn up this street here. untoward underneath there. It's just bit of a smell coming off the engine because it's burning off oil and grease, whatever else. Brakes are locking on. So it's not quite right. Alright, so that was good. They were all down about 10 pounds, which is understandable. And oh yeah, straight away, the steering feels better. Oh, thank goodness for that. That feels so much better. So it's up to 28 pounds. So we'll see how that goes. Temperature comes up to normal. So I was sitting there idling. Brakes are locking on somewhere. Explain a lot. Smell. I'm pretty sure those brakes are locked on, or at least one of them. Righto, oh well. Got some pressure on the tyres, which helped with the weight of the steering tremendously, so that's good at least. But yeah, I need to check out what's banging underneath there. Something's too close to the body there somewhere. Righto, oh well, better check it out. Okay, so I'm not sure if you could hear what I was saying in the video when I was driving the car, but I was having some noises underneath the car as I was going to the bumps, and what it turned out to be was a couple of bolts poking through the tunnel that were just touching the drive shaft as I went over a bump. And so those bolts were just bolts for holding the handbrake and front seat belts in, and they were just protruding through into the tunnel way more than they needed to. You know, coming through sort of 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch through into the tunnel. So I took those out and cut them down so they were flush with the tunnel, and that issue went away. So I've been for another drive, and there's no There's no touching going on now, or no banging going on, so that's good. The only thing is I need to just have a look at the brakes. I think I'm actually going to get someone to just help me just bleed these a little bit more, doing the old-fashioned way, just to sit in there and just foot down on the brake while I release the bleed nipple, and just make sure they're as good as they can be. It feels like the front two are sort of half ply jammed on, so I think I just need to release the pressure on those. I think the way I bled them, I did something a little bit wrong, which I know what it is, but I'm just going to try and test my theory tomorrow. Sorry, I don't know why this is not focusing. Test my theory tomorrow, and hopefully that should free up those two front wheels. But other than that, it's not too bad. It just really needs a good tune. It's just not timed right, and those carburetors need probably going through. As you can see, there's sort of the one thing I haven't really touched. They're sort of pretty original old looking things. They really need going through and re-kitting. So I will get that done at some stage when I can find somebody to do it for me. That's not something I am keen to take on myself whatsoever. I'd rather just have that done properly by someone who knows what they're doing, so that they are as good as they can be, because they're a pretty important part of this whole setup. So anyway, overall a good day. Nice to get the old girl cleaned off again, and looking like it did. You know, she came up like brand new again after that wash. You sort of forget that this car's been painted a number of years back, and when you actually step back and give it a clean off, it actually comes up alright. So anyway, again, pretty successful day. It seems like every time you start and run it and drive it a little bit, you sort of just seem to get a bit more confidence in what you've done. Any little bugs you can just work on, and yeah, it just gets a little bit better each time you use it. So next thing will be just to get a timing light on it and get that timing as good as it can be. And then after that, like I say, it's just a matter of trying to get somebody to go through those carburetors for me, and it should be running pretty sweetly. Anyway, that's all for now. I will sign off here. At this stage, it's probably just moving back into the interior and just trying to pull that back together under the dash. Alright, thanks for watching. Out for now.